used to transfer this one. Such soils are called friction piles. Neither the complete soil is fully end bearing pile, neither it is fully friction pile. That's why what we do, whenever we find the ultimate bearing capacity, Qu is equal to resistance because of end bearing pile plus the load taken by the friction side. So these we to get them. Then I told you about the compaction pile. What is compaction pile? Then this is the piles used in the where in granular soils, sand especially, and it is used to increase the bearing capacity of the soil. Then we use the anchor piles to hold on the ships or large waterfront structures. This one is used, and then the next is tension pile. As the word tension itself is there, so here what happens, the load from the bottom side may also come, so that tension in the pile is developed. So that tension in the pile is also developed. So this is also one type of pile according to the function. And here in this pile, end bearing pile, friction pile, compact pile, the load was coming downwards. So downward resisting force was there, but here the load is from the downward side, upward resisting force. देखिए यहाँ पर लोड ऊपर से नीचे आ रहा था, रेजिस्ट नीचे से ऊपर जा रहा था. यहाँ पर ऐसा नहीं है, लोड नीचे की तरफ से आता और रेजिस्ट नीचे होना पड़ता आपको. Such piles are called tension piles. So coming to next is sheet piles. Coming to next is sheet piles. What are sheet piles? Sheet piles is nothing but they are more or less like retaining walls. Retaining wall used to constructed to, I mean, hold the soil, whereas sheet pile walls are used generally to, I mean, protect the water, especially running water. The piles, sheet pile walls are constructed. This is also one type of pile foundation only. Then batter piles. What is batter pile? See, generally what happens, no, the loads are vertical. Whether it is from downwards or upwards, piles are constructed to take the vertical loads. But it is not always the same. Sometimes you have to resist. Sometimes you have to resist horizontal loads as well as inclined loads. So piles constructed to this one, are called batter piles. Remember, batter piles are inclined piles. And these are there to take horizontal inclined force. What happens now, I will tell you. This may not be in detail in your syllabus. Directly it is given that design of single pile. But the thing is, in the examination, so what he can ask examiner from the design. So what they will do, no, such things. Batter piles are used for inclined loads. Option is there. So that's why you go in detail for this one. So as you have to face MCQs. Then fender piles are there. So these piles are there to protect the structures. These are constructed to protect the structures. So laterally loaded piles are also there. So these are the different types of piles based on their function. What type of functions are they are doing? Based on that one, these piles are named. That is end bearing pile, friction pile, compact pile, tension pile, anchor pile, like this. Okay. So now next is based on material. So what type of material they are using? Suppose if timber is used to construct the pile, then such piles are called timber piles. If steel is used, it is called steel piles. Like this, based on the material, the piles are classified. So you read it yourself. it's not that much, I mean, important, because theory is not going to ask, but the thing is, at least once you go through it. And then how they are installed. Last classification is based on the, I mean, what type of installation method is there, whether they are driven. Driven means driven by hammers. पाइली बड़ा रहता, फिर हैमर्स भी बहुत बड़े बड़े रहते, यूजिंग दैट हैमर. और हैमर में कैसे कैसे टाइप, सिंगल एक्टिंग, डबल एक्टिंग, that I will tell you while I'll tell you dynamic formula, so that you should know. Then sometimes driven and cast in situ piles. Cast in situ means on the ground there itself, site itself, piles are prepared and they are installed. Then jagged piles, using the jag piles are installed here. And finally board piles. Board and cast in situ means, board in the sense these are used for the clay. Board, they are used for the clay. And under rimmed piles also. What is under rimmed pile? That also we should study. So the piles are, I mean, piles are classified in this way. So once you go through all these things and see the important MCQs related to this one, and believe me, though this may not be mentioned in the syllabus, but what the examiner feels that he expects that you should know all these things. You should know all these things. Okay. So first of all, now एक बार और देख लो. And what is pile? What are the necessity of piles when the pile foundations are used, and how the piles are classified based on function, based on material, and based on installation. Whether they are driven piles, board piles, jagged piles, or cast in situ piles, based on that one, the piles are classified. I hope this basic is clear now. So this is the what are the, I mean, criteria to select a particular type of pile in the field. So selection of particular type of pile depends on many factors, that is the type of the structure and load it carries, then where it is located, location of the site, what are the site conditions, and where the water table is located. And remember, piles are very much useful when you transfer the load through water. Okay, so it is not, it doesn't make that much difference when water table is there. So what is the required length and structural capability of the pile, durability and economy. Above all, the economy is there. How much money you can spend for a particular type of project. Based on that one also, we can select the type of the pile. We can select the type of the pile. This IS code on piles, these are the different IS code that is not needed to you at all, but these are the codes. So this is all basic about pile foundation. Okay, what is pile? What is the necessity of piles? What are the different classification of piles? Classification based on function, classification based on material, classification based on installation, and how you are going to select a particular type of pile. How you are going to select a particular type of pile. So itna ek baar aap dekh lo, and as I sent the MCQs for bearing capacity, soon within 1 or 2 days I will send for this pile foundation also. Pile foundation also. Okay. So now coming to the next one, design of piles.
काय कुठं रे
Okay, now what is the design? This is very important topic. From here only your syllabus starts, or determining the pile capacity of a single vertical pile. Determining the pile capacity of a single vertical pile. So single vertical pile, then piles are in group. ये डिजाइन मेथड्स आप पूरे सीख लिए, एक प्रॉब्लम सीख लिए तो ठीक है, लेकिन as I told you, MCQs are asked mostly on theory part only. Now the question arises is, now this is the pile. लोड ट्रांसफर मैकेनिज्म कैसा है मैं आपको बताता हूँ. दिस इज द पाइल. हियर QU is a total structure, I mean load, superstructure load is coming on the pile, and you have to find QU, that is what is the ultimate bearing capacity of the pile. What is our aim? Please a concept अच्छी तरह देख लो. What is our aim? Is to find the ultimate bearing capacity of the pile. Ultimate bearing capacity of the pile. So you have to find ultimate bearing capacity of the pile. So when you apply the load, when the load of the superstructure comes on the pile, no, the load is transferred through the pile. So what happens in the bottom, there will be resistance, and the load where the piles where the load is applied through the end of the piles are called end bearing piles, and end bearing piles. And in the end, till the hard stratum comes, so there is resistance from downward side towards upwards, and this is denoted by QUP. This is called QUP. प्लीज ये अच्छी तरह समझो. तो आगे का आपको डिजाइन मैं आपको एक एक ज्यादा कराता भी नहीं, प्रॉब्लम टाइम भी कम है और वैसे डिजाइन ज्यादा पूछता भी नहीं. हर टाइप का एक एक प्रॉब्लम मैं आपको बताते जाता हूँ. डिजाइन कॉन्सेप्ट आप अच्छी तरह परफेक्ट कर लो. दिस टॉपिक इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो व्हेन लोड इज अप्लाइड हियर, so first of all there is resistance at the bottom as the load is transferred through the pile at the end of the pile, and such piles are called end bearing piles, and there is resistance at the bottom towards upwards, and this is denoted by QUP. This is denoted by QUP. And again I told you there is a friction between the soil. There is friction between the soil and the surface of the pile. Soil and pile, there is a friction between these two, and because of this also there is resistance which acts upwards when the load comes downwards, and this is called QUS or sometime QF. इसको QUP को QPU भी बोलते हैं. That is point end में जो आप load transfer कर रहे हैं, this is QUP, and QS means this is because of friction, and sometimes it is denoted by QUS also. Sometimes it is denoted by QUS also. QUS also. Now total ultimate bearing capacity is equal to sum of the resistance by end bearing or resistance at the bottom up towards upwards, and QUS means that is the resistance because of friction. That is the resistance because of friction. Resistance because of friction. So ultimate bearing capacity QU is equal to resistance in the end because of the end bearing pile and resistance because of the friction. So separately you have to calculate this one, you have to calculate this one, you have to add this, and that is the ultimate bearing capacity. And this is called design of the pile. This is called design of the pile. What is the ultimate resistance because of end bearing pile, end bearing, and what is the ultimate resistance because of friction? You have to calculate separately and you have to add this. So this is the concept of load, load transfer of pile. This is the load transfer method. Got it? The things are very clear now. Okay. Again, two things are there when constraint is considered, not considered. That I will, one problem in detail I will design. So based on that one, you will understand. Okay. So now, how you are going to find the pile capacity of a single pile? Pile capacity, how you are going to find or determine? So there are four methods generally we follow for determining the pile capacity of pile. So first is dynamic pile formula. While driving the pile, whatever the data is collected, no, using that one, we are having a formula that is called a dynamic pile formula. That is called dynamic pile formula. So using the dynamic pile formula, we can find the ultimate bearing capacity of pile. Using the dynamic pile formula, ultimate bearing capacity can be found. First method. Second method is using static methods. Using static method also, you can find the ultimate bearing capacity of the pile. And third is using pile load tests. Pile load test, just I reminded you people when you were in third year, जब थर्ड ईयर में थे हम लोग मंगलवेढ़ा गए थे, वहां पर जो आप देखे थे इट वाज पाइल लोड टेस्ट. एक पाइल को गेजेस सूजेस लगा के लोड अप्लाई करके फिर सेटलमेंट देख रहे थे. इफ यू रिमेंबर दैट वन इन थर्ड ईयर ओनली वी वेंट. सो दैट वाज अ पाइल लोड टेस्ट. पाइल लोड टेस्ट से भी हम अल्टीमेट बेयरिंग कैपेसिटी फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं. एंड फोर्थ वन इज बाय एसपीटी और सम अदर penetration tests are there. Using their correction data also we can find the ultimate bearing capacity. एक बार और मैं आपको बताता हूं. Ultimate bearing capacity of pile can be found by 4 methods. Ultimate bearing capacity of pile can be found by 4 methods. What are those methods? What are those methods? First is dynamic pile formula. Today we will deal with dynamic pile formula only. Today we will study about dynamic pile formula. Here what the data while driving the pile is used, no, same is used, and that formula is taken and based on that one, the dynamic formula, ultimate bearing capacity is found. Based on that one, ultimate bearing capacity is found. Got it? Second is static formula. That is very important. Design the pile by static method. The static method is this method. That is sum of load carried by the end and some load carried by the friction. Both are added, and this ultimate bearing capacity is found out. Ultimate bearing that can be found. That is static formula. So dynamic formula and dynamic formula are not that much, I mean, difficult also. Just you have to remember the formula. Static method is very important. I will go in detail for that one using different condition. Third is using pile load tests. One test is there, pile load test. From that data graph is drawn, and from there you will get the ultimate bearing capacity. And fourth is using penetration tests. Using penetration tests also you can find the ultimate bearing capacity. You can find the ultimate bearing capacity. But there are 4 methods. Now first we will start with what is dynamic formula. Okay, so this is the definition has been given is load carrying. Ultimate load bearing capacity defined as the maximum load which can be carried by the pile at which the pile continues to sink without further increase of load. So this should be able to take ultimate bearing resistance and permissible settlement. That is all basic definitions. So now coming to dynamic formula. So dynamic formula are found by the data while driving the pile. While driving the pile, because डायनामिक लोड्स विल बी देयर. लोड बड़े बड़े हैमर ऊपर उठा के डाल देते आप उसके ऊपर. या कभी कभी आप तो क्या है हैमर यूज नहीं कर रहे, सो डीजल यूजल यूज करके जैक टाइप लगा के हम लोग यूज कर रहे. सो दैट इज सिंगल एक्टिंग. कभी कभी सिंगल, कभी कभी हम जैक यूज करते उसको ऊपर चढ़ाते फिर उसको गिरा देते. सो ऊपर हैमर लेकर जाने में और गिराने में भी सेम यूज करें तो दैट इज डबल एक्टिंग. अगर से हम उसको ऊपर लेकर जा रहे जैक से और ग्रेविटी से नीचे गिरा रहे तो इट इज सिंगल एक्टिंग. उसके बाद डीजल यूज कर रहे हैं, उसके बाद वाइब्रेटरी हैमर्स कर रहे हैं. तो पाइल ड्राइव डायनेमिक फॉर्मूले में हमको क्या करना है, पाइल को ड्राइव करना है और इसको ड्राइव करने के बाद जो डाटा मिलता, जो डाटा लगता, व्हाट डाटा यू हैव टू कलेक्ट, आई विल टेल यू. दोस डाटा हैज बीन, यू हैव टू कलेक्ट इट एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट डाटा, based on that data, a dynamic formula is used to find the pile bearing capacity. So for pile driving, different hammers are used. One is drop hammer, which is allowed and raised. Both is done by gravity only. Single acting is there. Here this is raised by steam or some method, and but allowed to fall by gravity. It's called single acting. Where applied steam to raise and as well as fall, it is double acting. Diesel hammers are there where diesels are used, and then vibratory hammers are also there. Just two types of different hammers you should know for driving the piles. These are drop hammer, single acting hammer, double acting hammer, and diesel hammer, and then vibratory hammer, and then vibratory hammer. Now, as here also mentioned, there are 4 ways to find the ultimate bearing capacity in piles. First is dynamic formula, second is static formula, third is pile load tests, fourth is penetration tests. So now we will take dynamic formula. We will find first dynamic formula. Just to remember the formulas, definitely in MCQs he will ask such questions. Okay, design detailed design नहीं रहता, लेकिन डाटा थोड़ा बहुत लेता है, या इसमें से ये क्या है वो क्या है, what is W, what is C, what is the value of C, what is the value of F, ऐसा कुछ भी MCQs में पूछ सकता. So that's why you should, I mean, perfect in this one. So what is the concept of dynamic formula? When a pile hammer hits the pile, the total driving energy is equal to the weight of hammer times the height of drop or stroke. So total driving energy कितने ऊपर, सपोज करो ऊपर x हाइट से गिर रहा और उसका वेट है W हैमर का. So W into x times the energy यहाँ पर पास होता पाइल को ड्राइव करने में. So this is the concept. When a pile hammer hits the pile, the total driving energy is equal to the weight of the hammer times the height of drop or stroke. Height of drop or stroke. Height of drop or stroke. Got it? Then, so various formulas are there. So first important formula is engineering news formula. First formula is engineering news formula. So what is this formula says? The engineering news formula is given by QA is equal to WH divided by F into S plus C. WH divided by F into S plus C. This is the engineering news formula, that is the dynamic formula used for finding the ultimate bearing capacity. See here, directly QA is taken, means QA is allowable load. QA is allowable load. So because we are dividing it by a factor of safety. So QA is equal to allowable load. What is W? W is the weight of hammer. W is the weight of hammer. W is the weight of hammer. H is equal to height of fall. So what, from what height it is coming downwards? Height of fall. So hammer आप कितने ऊंचाई से पाइल के ऊपर डाल रहे? That is height of fall. And F is factor of safety. So factor of safety we are taking ready-made, and it is fixed one for engineering news formula, and it is 6. Factor of safety is 6, and S is equal to final set per blow, usually taken as average penetration centimeter per blow for the last 5 blows of a drop hammer or 24 blows of steam hammer. So yes क्या है, finally कितना set हो रहा? फाइनल सेट कैसा निकालते? ड्रॉप हैमर के लिए लास्ट के 5 ब्लोज में यस कितना पेनिट्रेशन हो रहा वो लेते, या स्टीम हैमर है तो लास्ट के 20 ब्लोज को कितना सेट हो रहा, दैट इज कॉल्ड यस. And C is equal to empirical constant. The value of C is taken as 2.5 centimeter for drop hammer and 0.25 centimeter for single and double acting hammers. So considering all these factors, now the formula becomes like this. For drop hammers, QA is equal to WH divided by 6 into S plus 2.5. Drop hammers QA is equal to WH divided by 6 into S plus 2.5. Single acting steam hammer के लिए WH 6S plus 0.25 और डबल एक्टिंग स्टीम हैमर के लिए QA is equal to W plus AP into H divided by 6 into S plus 0.25. S plus 0.25, where A is equal to effective area of piston, that is in centimeter square. Small a is equal to effective area of piston in centimeter square. P is equal to mean effective steam pressure. एक प्रॉब्लम आप करेंगे ना तो ये सब फॉर्मूले याद होते हैं, ऐसे देखने से याद नहीं होते आपको. प्रैक्टिस करो, एक दो प्रॉब्लम आप करो तो कौन सा यूनिट हो रहा है, यूनिट देखिए, W kg में रहना, S सेंटीमीटर में रहना, फिर आप क्वेश्चन में S भी सेंटीमीटर में रहना, तभी हम ले सकते C इज इक्वल टू 2.5. अब अगर से आप ये सब 2 मीटर में यूज कर रहे हो तो ये 2.5 नहीं हो सकता फिर. इसीलिए यूनिट भी याद रखो, फॉर्मूले भी याद रखो. तो जनरल इंजीनियरिंग न्यूज फॉर्मूला इज, the general engineering use formula is QA is equal to WH divided by F into S plus C. What is QA? QA is equal to allowable load. What is W? W is equal to weight of hammer. What is H? H is equal to height of fall. H is equal to height of fall. What is F? F is equal to factor of safety. F is equal to factor of safety, and this value is taken as 6, fixed value. And what is S? S is equal to final set. मतलब एक ब्लो पर ब्लो फाइनल सेट को कितना हो रहा है, लेकिन जनरली क्या करते हैं, लास्ट 5 ब्लोज को ड्रॉप हैमर को जो रीडिंग आता है एवरेज उसका लेते, या स्टीम अगर से हैमर है आपका तो लास्ट 20 ब्लोज को जो आता वो लेते. एंड C इज अ कांस्टेंट. द वैल्यू ऑफ कांस्टेंट इज 2.5 सेंटीमीटर for drop hammer and 0.25 centimeter for single and double acting hammers. For single and double acting hammers. So adding all these things, so in dynamic formula, by drop hammer, QA is given by WH divided by 6 into S plus 2.5. Drop hammer's QA is equal to WH divided by 6 into S plus 2.5. सिंगल एक्टिंग स्टीम हैमर के लिए QA is equal to WH divided by 6 into S plus 0.25, and for double acting steam hammers QA is equal to W plus AP into H divided by 6 into S plus 0.25. So these formulas you should remember. These formulas you should remember. Got it? So this is all about dynamic formula. और डायनामिक में दो फॉर्मूलेज है. पहला फॉर्मूला है इंजीनियरिंग न्यूज फॉर्मूला, और इंजीनियरिंग न्यूज फॉर्मूला ड्रॉप हैमर के लिए ये है, सिंगल एक्टिंग के लिए ये है, और डबल एक्टिंग के लिए ये है. इतना आप याद रखो. इसमें W क्या रहता है, H क्या रहता है, S कैसा रहता है, यूनिट क्या रहता है, ये MCQs में पूछ सकता है आपको, और पूछ भी चुका है बहुत बार. So you should know that. After this, our Hilly's formula is there. So before going to Hilly's formula, now we will solve a problem based on this one. Based on this one. So while at least you people also take a pen and paper with you, or if I give something, you make the calculate or you write the formula, then only you can understand. Otherwise मैं चुप आपको बोलते जा रहा हूँ, आप उसको आप सुन रहे नहीं तो कोई मतलब नहीं है. It's no use. हाँ देखिए इधर, wooden pile is there. A wooden pile is there. A wooden pile is being driven with a drop hammer. तो यहाँ पर सबसे पहले नोट करो, ये ड्रॉप हैमर है. ये क्या है, ड्रॉप हैमर है. A wooden pile is being driven with a drop hammer weighing 20 kilonewton. जो हैमर का वेट है W है, वो कितना है, 20 kilonewton, and having a free fall of, free fall is how much, it is 1 meter. Having a free fall of 1 meter. A wooden pile is being driven with a drop hammer weighing 20 kilonewton and having a free fall of 1 meter. The penetration in the last blow is 5 mm. This is also given. The penetration in the last blow is 5 mm. Determine the load bearing capacity of the pile according to the engineering news formula. According to इंजीनियरिंग न्यूज फॉर्मूला। इंजीनियरिंग न्यूज फॉर्मूला को यूज करके यहाँ पर अलोएबल लोड फाइंड आउट करो। यहाँ पर क्या करो, अलोएबल लोड फाइंड आउट करो। व्हाट इज द गिवन डाटा? Take down. Given data is a wooden pile is being driven with a drop hammer of weight 20 kilonewton. So weight capital W is equal to 20 kilonewton. Capital W is how much? 20 kilonewton. And having a free fall of 1 meter means height of fall is 1 meter. Height of fall is 1 meter means H is equal to 1 into 100, that is 100 centimeter. Weight is 20 kilonewton, height of fall is 100 centimeter, and the penetration for the last blow is 5 mm means S is equal to 5 mm. Convert this into centimeter, so it is 0.5 centimeter. Okay, and then as it is drop hammer, C is equal to 2.5. C is equal to 2.5. Otherwise it is 0.25. जो देख लो, जो डाटा है आपको यहाँ पर क्लियर होना चाहिए। गिवन डाटा इज वेदर क्लियर। लेकिन एक बात याद रखो प्लीज, आपको डाउट आ रहा होगा, अब सुने तो आता डाउट आपको, अब सुने नहीं। यहाँ पर W kg में बोल रहा, H सेंटीमीटर में, S सेंटीमीटर में रहा, और C तभी हम ले सकते हैं 2.5 सेंटीमीटर। ये W kg में, बाकी के सभी सेंटीमीटर में है। तो मैं क्वेश्चन में यहाँ पर क्या किया, देखिए जब मैं सभी सेंटीमीटर में लूंगा ना, मतलब H भी सेंटीमीटर में लूंगा, S भी सेंटीमीटर में लूंगा, तभी हम C को 2.5 ले सकते हैं। अगर से आप ये वैल्यू मीटर में लेके ये C 2.5 रखेंगे तो क्वेश्चन गलत होता। इस बात को नोट करो, इस बात को यहां पर नोट करो। When H is in centimeter, S is in centimeter, then only you can take C in centimeter 2.5. So here H is given in meter, converted into centimeter 1 into 100, whereas S is given in mm 5 mm, converted that into centimeter. या मीटर से सेंटीमीटर को करे या mm से सेंटीमीटर को करे। So weight of the hammer is 20 kilonewton, height of fall is 1 into 100 centimeter, S is 0.5 centimeter, तभी हम ले सकते हैं C is equal to 2.5। अब आप पूछते एक सवाल, सर यहाँ पर W जो kg में था तो आप यहाँ पर किलो न्यूटन में क्यों ले रहे डायरेक्ट? कैन एनीबडी टेल मी हियर? देखिए H और S मीटर और mm में थे, हम कन्वर्ट करें सेंटीमीटर में, C सेंटीमीटर में आया, लेकिन W भी kg में होना चाहिए। मैं नहीं ले रहा हूं, डायरेक्ट 20 किलो न्यूटन ले रहा हूं। डज इट मेक एनी डिफरेंस? आई विल टेल यू, एक्चुअली आई शुड टेक इन kg only. Actually I should take in kg only, but since as I am taking in kilonewton, your answer QA is also going to be in kilonewton. In kilonewton, और हमको आंसर किलोन्यूटन में चाहिए, इसलिए मैं डायरेक्ट, देखिए W अगर से मैं kg में कन्वर्ट करता तो QA आंसर आपको kg में आता, फिर उसको कन्वर्ट करो किलोन्यूटन में। याद रखो 1 kg is equal to 9.81 न्यूटन और अप्रोक्सीमेटली 10 न्यूटन। इस मेथड से आप चेंज भी कर सकते। तो यहाँ पर चेंज इसीलिए नहीं किया क्योंकि W का एक ही वैल्यू है, वो दूसरे और किसी पे डिपेंड नहीं करता। यहाँ पर W का जो यूनिट लेंगे आप, डायरेक्टली QA का भी वही यूनिट होगा। Got it? लेकिन S और H आप सेंटीमीटर में लो तभी हम C को ले सकते सेंटीमीटर में, 2.5 centimeter. So substituting all these things, 20 into 100 divided by 6 into 0.5 plus 2.5, you will get 111.1 kilonewton. This is the allowable load. This is the allowable load. So I hope things are clear to you. QA is equal to WH divided by F into S plus C. F is 6, therefore it becomes S plus C. C is also 2.5 centimeter. Therefore the formula becomes WH 6 into S plus 2.5. 6 into S plus 2.5. W is known, that is the weight of hammer, kilonewton. Then height of fall is in meter, convert into centimeter, 100 divided by 6 into 0.5 plus C is 2.5. C is 2.5. ठीक है, समझ में आया? तो substitute all these things get me. More problem you do it yourself, not that much difficult. So now you take a break of 2-3 minutes. So again you join. So there I will explain you about Healy's formula. There I will take about Healy's formula. ये कौन सा formula था फिर? Engineering news formula. This was engineering news formula. Dynamic formula में second है Healy's formula. So that we will do after the break. So you take a break of 2-3 minutes.